In this video, I'm going to show you how you can learn anything faster than everyone else. I'll do this by sharing 3 powerful learning principles that helped me graduate from my master's program at the top of my class while studying less than 10% of the time as my peers. These principles have worked not only for me, but also for the over 30,000 learners that I've coached over the past 13 years, which means they will work for you too. And these principles are: number 1, the effort-time exchange; number 2, the omni-learner principle; and number 3, the iteration effect. So let's start with number 1, the effort-time exchange. So if you imagine becoming a faster learner than anyone else, it probably means that for you, learning is much easier, it's much more comfortable, you can do it without even thinking. What most people do to try to become a faster learner is that they find ways to reduce the amount of effort that they need to spend on learning. And the idea is, if I can make learning easier and require less effort, this should mean that I can then also spend less time and therefore I'm faster. Except when it comes to learning, this is almost always wrong. The learning happens in the brain, and your brain has to actively think about and process the information that you're learning to gain learning and memory out of it. When you avoid the hard, difficult thinking associated with learning, you are avoiding the learning itself. And this can actually be really confusing because when we're learning something, we're also using some kind of technique. For example, we might be writing notes. And the process of writing really good notes might take time and it might take a lot of effort. And so we say, well, if I use some kind of AI, it might be able to do it for me faster. And now I don't have to put in any effort and the notes are made for me. And what's happened is that we've actually confused the goal. The purpose of writing the notes was to achieve the learning, which happens in our brain, not to just have notes. And so the sneaky trap that you need to be careful about is that when we reduce the amount of effort to do a task, it makes it faster to achieve the task. For example, writing a set of notes. We can achieve that faster in less time, but we're actually delaying and increasing the amount of time it would take for us to achieve the learning. And so as effort goes down, we pay for that effort with more and more time later on. And so the way to really become a faster learner is to put that effort up front. Buy back more time for yourself using effort. So actively find ways to increase the amount of effort while you're learning something, which makes the learning process also more effective, which means that your memory is going to be stronger, your understanding is going to be deeper, and you're achieving that earlier on. And so you don't have to spend more time later to try to hit that goal.